Hello everybody, so much to back again. We're on Haikyu. We're on episode 10 of season 2 now. So yep, in the last episode, basically, we're kind of wrapping up the practice arc, I guess. The away games practice arc, with Karasuno winning 3 out of, I guess, 64 matches. So obviously they were lost 61 times. But it seems like Kageyama specifically can visualize what he's supposed to do now, so hopefully him and Shoyo can actually get on the same page and actually connect well enough to pull off those kind of style quicks from now on. I believe, I mean, I don't think it has been confirmation really, but I believe this is probably the last match of the practice, like the whole practice thing, so yeah, we'll just have to see. But anyway, yeah, let's just get straight into episode 10, see how this plays out, shall we? Let's go.
日向影山の変人速攻とおとりを軸にしたカラスノの攻撃スタイルとしてそれなりにまとまっていたからね。でもそれだと限界が見えていた。
But it's a one-trick pony, isn't it?
現に
Essentially.
正常には負けた。だから新しいことを始めた。
分かってますよ。今はそれぞれが歯車を作ってる最中。すべてが未完成で関東の強豪に勝てるはずもない。でも歯車が噛み合ったらこれが最後の1セット。負けっぱなしのこの遠征、せめてこの合宿メンバー中最強のフクロウ谷から1セットもぎ取って帰ろうや。
Cogs.
一本取るぞ。しゃあ来いやカラスロ。浅井さんナイスだ。
Fucking hell, it's a high.
僕とさん、さあレフト4番。ストレート締めろよ。少しでも隙があると抜かれる。
Oh, yeah. Nice.
あそこから速攻。
多少レシーブが乱れても強気で速攻を使ってきやがる。向こうのセッターも相当やるな。
ラスト横で。
今うちの前衛は一番壁の高いローテだ。一本止めてみせろ。
Oh, man.
なんつう超インナーに打ってくるんだ。
3枚ブロックのさらにインナーへの強打はすごく難しい。
Especially with that much power as
肩
well.
が柔らかくないと負担もかかるしね。
見た赤字ね。今の俺の超インナースパイク見た。見ました。あのフクロウ谷のボクト君は不思議ですね。敵であろうと称賛の拍手を送りたくなる選手というか格上と思ってしまっているからかもしれませんが、
確かに敵味方関係なく士気を高めてしまう選手かもな。
任せろ。ナイスレシーブ。嘲笑うようにかませ。
Over the top! I've never seen Hinata do that. What on earth? Never seen that before.
フェイントが決まるとな、スパイク決めた時と違う気持ちよさがあんだよ。
It's like tricking somebody.
目線がボールギリギリ届かずこっちを見上げる瞬間が最高なんだよ。僕とさんが教えたんじゃないですか。みんな心なしか調子がいいように見えますね。僕と君に感化されたかな。
I love that one. I love the dumps. They're so good.
影山君もいいですね。
ああ、今日の影山はなんつうか落ち着いてるっつうか穏やかだよな。嵐の前の静けさみたいな怖さがあるな。
朝食ったものが腹になくなった感じがする。でもまだ腹は空かない。いつもより体がよく動くし周りの動きもよく見える。 自分の調子がいいことが
Yeah, I've had that feeling. I've had that feeling before.
他の人もそうだ。バーベキュー効果か。日向の調子もいい。無駄な動きもない。今なら新しい速攻が使えるかもしれない。あの速攻やる気か。
Oh, we're gonna do it? Oh, is it gonna... Fuck.
今ミスすればチームのいい空気を壊すかもしれない。新しい速攻はもっと成功率を上げてからに。
やんねえの。
Visualize them. Come on. God. Oh, oh, that's a weird shot. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh my god, they got it. I love how I love how for a second they were like, what? What did it? And then immediately like went back to normal. God, sweet.
歯車一つ目。
No.
お手本にしちゃいけないもんですよ。
やっぱりお前すげえな。なんだボケ。すげえ。影山がなんとも。
Because it's just being complimented.
日向が影山をストレートに褒めるってなかなかないもんな。
大好きひなた、影山くん。約3週間ぶり。あの喧嘩以来、ひなたと影山くんは口も利かなくなった。だけど2人はそれぞれの課題にひたむきに取り組んできた。そして今、変人コンビ再起動だ。
翔陽はいつも新しいね。常に新しくなっていかなくちゃ翔陽についていけなくなる。俺がどんなに上手にサボっても多分翔陽にはバレる。鵜飼君、正直パッと見では前の変人速攻との違いがわからないんですが。
ああ、前の速攻は日向の打点をズバッと通過するトス。それに対して新しい速攻はスパイカーの最高打点イコールボールの最高到達点にしようとしてるんだ。その一瞬があることが決定的。
I mean, that is nuts. That is really nuts. And I wonder if...
春高の予選は絶対ジジイを連れてこなきゃな。
ナイスレシーブ。
ボールの勢いを殺せ。殺せ。
No. We still haven't got there yet.
きっとイメージは一緒なのに。
影山くん、どんまい。
そ腹立つ。
なんでだよ。それ以外に言わねえだろ。
そんな時こそ先輩の出番ですな。
Oh shit, he's gonna toss it! Yes! Nice!
変な落とした。でもドリブルは取られてない。リベロのトスから。
Quality.
歯車二つ目。
Oh,
1週間でこんなに変わんのかよ。怖えな。
それでいいぞ。ガンガンいけ。今多方向から複数のスパイカーがほぼ同時に
yeah, like Brazil, the counter attack.
シンクロ攻撃。ブロックに的を絞らせるんだ。全員がトスは自分に上がると信じて突っ込め。
Oh man.
よっしゃー。あっさ。
常に新しくか。
よそ見すんな。
歯車3つ目。
どうかしました？
いや、ちょっとやってみたいことができた。
What would that be?
カラスの好調だな。
初日グズグズだった攻撃が決まるようになってきてる。
よしよしよし。
Point for point.
クローダに相手に終盤まで同点できたな。
あおし俺のサーブで突き放す僕とナイス
僕とさん、冷静にですよ。
冷静だしゃあ行くぞほら
Is this going straight out then? Hit the net? Yeah.
俺によこせ一本で切ってやる
少し熱くなりすぎてる僕とさんにトスを上げた。
Oh, I love that.
ええ、普通に決まると問題なし。 B、ミスるまたはブロックされるといつもより割り増してテンションが下がる可能性あり。 C、上げなかった場合
もう知らない
いじける恐れあり。 C が一番めんどくさいな。
おれいもう一回だ赤足
Nah. Did he hit the net? Did he hit the net? Is that what happened there?
ああ、来た。
赤足今日はもう俺にあげんな出た僕としょぼくれ
EMO mode?
なんだ
What?
チャンス到来ですかね。
ああ、いけるぞこの試合。
よくわかんないけど向こうのエースが不調っぽい畳みかけるぞしゃ
日向、またあの速攻使ってくぞ。お前の欲しいトスを上げてやる。信じて飛べ。おお、新しく手に入れたこの武器でフクロウ谷に勝つ。
Alright, so we've got Tsukishima actually taking the initiative now. We saw it when he was next to Kageyama and he was like, look, right, this is what we're going to do. Which is good, something he didn't do before. So it seems like he's taken like the whole well, at least the whole blocking side seriously. That's like his forte, so to speak. Hinata fainting, actually just tipping it over the top, which I really like. I like how they, you know, Bokuto's like, look, there's a feint is so satisfying, and I get it because it's the idea of like outthinking your opponent as opposed to like using brute force, sort of, and I almost liken it to like an ankle breaker. So for those of you who don't know, an ankle breaker is or like weak knees as some people call it, depending on like what kind of game you're playing. I think like for basketball and stuff, it's like weak knees and things. When you do something that causes your opponent to fall over, essentially, you know what I mean? So like you trick them into thinking you're going to do something, but then you actually do something different, and because you do it like with such like finesse and speed, like they don't know how to react, so they kind of just they try to do something faster than they are able to, and they end up just falling over. It's sort of like the same thing, where like if you just feint something and it's like you force them to go the wrong way or whatever. And yeah, it is a good feeling. Yeah, when Kageyama was like, you know, calm and collected, and like, you know, where he seems like he's having a good game, and like, you know, the feeling of playing well. I can attest to that feeling because I've had that numerous times when I was playing football. There's some games where you just feel different, like nothing phases you, kind of, you know. It's like that kind of feeling, like you feel like you're walking on air, like, you know, you're so light, you're not feeling tired at any point. You're sort of like in a state of not really like euphoria, but like nothing phases you, you know. You just feel like so light, and you feel like you're like playing at like 120%, you know what I mean? It was actually one of the reasons why, like, I actually stopped playing football. Believe it or not, not specifically because of that feeling, because that's stupid, but essentially for the football team I was playing for, the manager had a son who was also like in the same position that I played. So obviously he, like, the manager's son would always get the he would always get preferential treatment, you know, over me. Even though I was like, you know what I mean, I don't like blowing my own trumpet or blowing smoke up my own ass, but like, you know, I was better in that position than he was. He wasn't a bad player, like, he was actually a good player. You know what I mean? But more often than not, I was a better player than him. But because he was the manager's son, he would get preferential treatment and whatnot. And there was a specific match where I was like, it was probably the best match I was ever playing in my life. You know what I mean? I just felt so like, I was playing so good and I was feeling great. You know what I mean? And would played like the first half of football and whatnot. And if you know football, like, it's literally like non-stop for like 45 minutes. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean, you can wear out fairly quickly. But I was still playing like I was playing the first minute of the game, you know. And then all of a sudden I got took off. I got substituted off, even though I was playing like the game of my life. Like I'd scored like, I think I'd scored like 2 goals at the time. Like, so I was on a hat trick. You know what I mean? I was tackling everybody. I was like moving around at a pace that's just ridiculous at all times. And I was just playing so well, and then I got taken off for that reason. And then, you know, this had happened like multiple times, like maybe not all the time when I was actually like in this state of like playing well, but you know, it would always happen. They would like, I wouldn't get the penalties, I wouldn't get the free kicks, I wouldn't get any of these things. And then after that specific game, guy came up and told me, the manager came up and told me basically, look, I shouldn't have taken you off. And I was like, yeah, all right, fair enough. You know what? I'm just not feeling it anymore. And that sort of idea, you know what I mean, like that. While I still like football, you know what I mean, I was never the same after that. It was sort of a I don't know, not really a wake-up call, but it was just like, after that I was just, you know what, I'm done. I've played for this team for like 3 years, and I have given you everything. You know what I mean? I got top goal scorer for them every year I was there, and then, you know what I mean, I give them and give them and give them, and I'm still not really appreciated for it. So I was like, you know what, I'm out. And I never went and played football again for a team ever again. And it was after that when I started like watching ice hockey and stuff, which my friend William got me into, and that became my favorite sport. But yeah, I never played sport again professionally. Well, professionally, I say, like legitimately, I should say. Like, I played it like in the park and stuff, but like I kick around and stuff. But never went back to play for a team or anything. But yeah, that was a long fucking. That went like that went in a completely different direction than I was expecting. But yeah, that whole idea of like that feeling is definitely like, it can be like attestable to real life situations, like where you're just playing out of your skin, you know what I mean, and you just feel at home the whole time, and it feels nice. It's a great feeling. The fucking camera rotating around the ball shot, like it was fixed on a specific point on the ball, and it was just rotating around. I was like, what the fuck? It was a cool shot. I liked it. speaking of like, speaking of like calm, collected feeling and stuff being like attestable to like real life in this, I'm wondering if Kageyama's like technique, like where obviously he spins the ball so much that it speeds towards that point and then suddenly like stops for a second, before dropping. Is that applicable to real life? Because because I've said before, like that to have a technique to be able to pinpoint, like accurately do that. I'm not sure if that's possible in real life. Because in order for you to spin the ball that much, the ball would have to rest in your hands for like a certain amount of time. Now in volleyball, you're only supposed to touch it, right? And in order for you to get spin on the ball, you would have to literally get underneath it and, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure if that would be applicable in real life. I wonder. If anyone knows in the comments, please, let me know. But I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm just wondering. Yeah, and we'll see here. So Bokuto's downside is his temperament. You know what I mean? When things aren't going his way, he kind of seems to completely fall flat and pretty much let his emotions get the better of him, and he starts playing terribly. Yeah, last thing I wrote down was Hitoka's, like, her perspective coming into this team is so different, and it's so like it's an interesting one, because when she came, like, since she's come in, she has only seen the team fail, really, because she never saw them beforehand. Like, she never saw them when they were like on the up in the prelims and like beating teams and stuff. So she's only seen the hard fought battle kind of come to fruition. Like, she's seen like only a hell of a lot of like progression from, you know what I mean? And it's just interesting if you saw it from like her perspective coming in, like, because the whole idea with her was, you know what I mean, just not sure if she's gonna like it or not. And I think most people in real life, if they were like her and they didn't really know what to do, with like, well, I'm saying like with their life, she wasn't really a part of any clubs or anything, was she? And she was just kind of like on the fence about things, and she wasn't sure if she wanted to give 100% to something she didn't like, and you know what I mean. She was given this opportunity to come into volleyball, and I think most people would have, by coming in and then seeing this team, like, you know what I mean, like practice and whatnot, but because it never showed, because obviously the whole idea behind, you know, practicing something is like you're never going to get it first time. It's never going to click straight away. So she's only been around while they've been like suffering like defeat and trying so hard to like get down different techniques and whatnot, and it's just an interesting perspective, I think, from her point of view, you know, that nobody else in the show has, because all of the other characters on the sidelines, and those obviously involved in the volleyball team have seen, you know, what each person is capable of. So they've, like, you know what I mean, they've seen them sort of rise to prominence, like rise to like fuck. Here it is again. This happens like every episode where I try to figure out a word and I can't fucking remember what the word is. Rise to... It's not prominence. it's like a word for like when they become relevant. Relevant, that's the word. Like rise to relevancy. So like, you know what I mean? Like beforehand, they were just a team that like people just shot, like just were like, oh no, the Fallen Crows. They were all right at one point. Obviously with the little giant there and stuff like that, but now they're falling off and they're like nowhere near. They're not even worth talking about anymore. And then they rise up and like prove everybody wrong, but then obviously come up against Seijo, a whole team on a different level, and whatnot. And then they hit a brick wall, realize they need to change. They actually need to focus on improving other parts of the game and actually give like having a lot of different strategies and tactics, because originally it's just the superhuman quick, and that's their be all end all. And if that is able to be stopped, then they're screwed. They can't do anything. So, you know, everybody else has seen the team through that, like all the way through that from the start, whereas Hitoka has only ever seen them like sort of fall. She didn't even say the fall, but just she saw like just the part where they were where they're like bouncing back and practicing like new things. So yeah, it's just an interesting thing that I picked up. But yeah, that is it. So yeah, we'll pick this up again on Tuesday. All right. So thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.